Welcome back to another edition of the Unknown Sports Podcast. My name is AJ Musser. Joined with me, as usual, is Hunter Harris and Austin Fyffe. What is up, fellas? It is Wednesday, my dudes.
It is Wednesday.
Well, good thing it just so happens. That's a segue right there, AJ. That's for you.
You couldn't even finish the bit. Hunter, what is your only rule that you live by?
You have one rule, dude.
You have one rule. Always stick with the bit. Now, finish introducing the beer. You were on the right page. You're on the right path with it, and just you ruined it for yourself.
Yeah, we were like this close to sounding like a legitimate podcast, and you screwed it up.
I got stage fright. So it just so happens it's Tuesday. That's what we're drinking today. It's one of the few times we're doing a podcast on a Wednesday, so I figured that what a better day to bring this out. Am I right, AJ? That's what we said when we picked it out, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was actually the only reason we picked this beer out, because we were like, whoa, it just so happens it's Tuesday, even though it's Saturday when we're getting the beer. So anytime you're holding this beer, it just so happens to be Tuesday.
Which, is that a good thing?
So I wonder if it's going to be a good beer.
Yeah, why didn't we have this just so happens it's Friday?
Just so happens it's Friday at 5:30 p.m. and you just got home and you're in your sweatpants, or fill in the blank of whatever you like to change into.
Plus, this is a stout, people, and last time we had a stout on the show, how many drinks did you take, AJ? 2?
I don't know, but I definitely did not get my palate ready for a stout.
Is your palate ready today?
I just said no.
Okay.
I asked you what we were drinking 5 minutes ago. Cheers.
That is strong.
That's a stout.
It is stout.
But, like, very strong. Right? Like, even strong for a stout.
Whoa.
What percent is it?
Whoa.
15.
Yeah.
Holy.
I had a buddy of mine's.
Shoot.
Yeah. A buddy of mine's dad is a big stout drinker, and he'll break a couple out every now and again. And he had me try one the last time I was there that was like 27.5%.
Oh my God.
I just figured out why they named it this.
And I was like, I can't do this.
I just figured out why they named it this, Hunter, is because if you open one of these up and drink it on a Friday, when you wake up, it just so happens to be Tuesday. So, yeah, holy balls. Good for you, the Bruery.
That's literally what it's called.
That's literally what that's literally
you
what
laugh, but that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Bruery.
Yeah, good for you guys with that naming punnery there.
Wow.
Yeah, holy cow.
Like,
yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna drink it because I gotta work in the morning and I can't drink this and end up being next Tuesday. That would not be a good. That'd not be a good look.
It's not even the alcohol part for me. The coffee taste is unbearable for me.
But I think that's also because you and I don't like coffee.
Sure.
Well, yeah, that would make sense.
Hey, Austin, what does it taste like to you? Austin, what does it taste like to you? Why don't you tell us? What does it taste?
Let's see what it tastes like.
Sweet tea.
Tastes like sweet tea. Huh. You must have COVID or something. Speaking of COVID, the Browns got a lot of COVID right now.
The league's got a lot of COVID right now. Are we over 100
The league's got
yet?
a lot of COVID. Don't know, dude. Mark Sessler tweeted something out about it, but I don't feel like looking up his tweet.
Last night at this time, we had 75
NFL
new
Week
COVID
14 interrupt Hunter time. Thursday night football. We've got a good one for you, folks. Chiefs at Chargers. AFC West. Kansas City 3-point favorites. And Los Angeles won the first matchup, Hunter. Ooh, spicy. Austin, could the Chargers sweep this season?
They definitely can. It would worry me that You don't know if Derwin James is going to play, which is a huge neutralizer for Travis Kelce. Keenan Allen didn't play last week, correct? Or was that the week before?
He didn't play
He
last
didn't
week.
play last week, no.
Screwed
me over in a couple weeks.
Eckler also missed practice today. I know it's a short week, so there's not necessarily a whole bunch of stock to be put in that, but those are three huge pieces to that team. So if any of those or a combination of those can't go, I think that definitely moved Kansas City to the driver's seat here. I think they're going to win regardless. It's too big of a game. Andy Reid's, I think, experience will help here. Patrick Mahomes' experience over Herbert here, and it only being a 3-point spread. I think Kansas City gets it here.
Agreed totally, Austin. Only thing that makes me the slightest bit nervous is I think that this is going to be a close game regardless. 3 points might be tough to cover in this game, even though it's Kansas City. But I am going to take them to cover. I'm not going to pick you only pick underdogs to cover in that type of situation if you think they can win, and I don't think they can win this game. It's too big of a game.
Huge kicker advantage here for Kansas City as well, with it being this low of a spread.
What you thinking, AJ?
I'm going Chargers.
Okay.
I think it's a different Chargers team. And I think that their offense is kind of feeling themselves. I think you're right, Austin, though, with Derwin James. If he's there, that's kind of the X factor difference in this game. But I'm going Chargers regardless because it's my favorite team, dude. And I love some just Herbie.
Austin, are the Chiefs all the way back?
No.
Darn close. They're darn close.
They might be better.
They're darn tootin'.
That's
what you sound like.
Oh, I didn't realize this. Chris Jones was put on the COVID list.
Oh,
he was. Yes,
I missed that. That's a big loss for them.
Mm-hmm.
Really big loss for them. I'm still sticking with my gut. L'Jarius Sneed is supposed to return, which will help with the wide receiver stuff here. Keenan Allen coming back from COVID. Wide receivers as a whole haven't done very well the first game back off the COVID list. Simply from a conditioning aspect, their snap counts are lower, and I don't fear Mike Williams to be anywhere close to what Keenan Allen can provide for that offense. So I'm sticking with my gut here. I think we hit it on the head.
You ready to talk about some Browns?
No. He doesn't get to talk about him. He doesn't watch the game.
Yep.
So he doesn't know what he's talking about. So
that is the next game on the list, and I'll let you guys dissect that for me. Next on the list, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cleveland Browns. Vegas is a 1.5 point favorite in this game.
Why, Hunter?
Due to all the COVID.
Due to all the COVID. If you haven't seen yet, Baker Mayfield's out with COVID. Listeners, Case Keenum will be playing and starting.
Who else, Hunter?
I'm forgetting, actually. Why don't you tell me?
Stefanski.
Stefanski, that's the big one. Yes.
Jarvis. Pretty much what they have, I think, is the offensive line and Nick Chubb.
Which is
and Myles Garrett.
Usually all they need.
I think it's a plenty.
I do want to just take a moment and we need to appreciate Case Keenum because he left us with what is at least the quote of the year, if not the quote of a lifetime, because he asked about things that would help him, and that is, and I quote, having a full Chubb back there is really good.
That's good stuff. That's good. Did Bleacher Report put that up on a silhouette for you?
No, that was PFF and CBS Sports that were all over the.
That's good stuff there. I think
it does help.
I really think we should start sending somebody to go interview players from the Unknown Sports podcast. I think personally we should send Cole. What do you guys think?
No.
God, no.
I can barely talk to us.
He would get called on to ask a question and just go,
"Excuse me, Mr. Mahomes. like I'm not trying to All right, next person. That's how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
I hate
You have
this
a
line.
disorder.
I hate
The
this line a
disorder of
lot.
being a college kid that's got a lot of nerves. Sorry, what?
I said I hate this line a lot. I said last week that Cleveland had to win that game, and they did. They played well. They tried to choke it away kind of there at the end. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, AJ, but that's been a problem like the entire year, right? With anytime they get up to a bigger lead.
Yep.
It seemed to me that they got a little too conservative.
They just don't know how to play offense in the second half. That's a joke.
Yeah, I mean, and you've mentioned several times that the lack of adjustments are becoming more and more apparent. And the better coaches, the teams that they tend to be struggling with, Baltimore with Harbaugh, I'm sure I'd have to look at the rest of their schedule, who it worked out there. But Harbaugh's a good example of a guy that's been around a long time, knows how to make adjustments, and knows how to, fine tune things here and there. And then it helps to have Justin Tucker to extend
Save
that
your
game.
butt.
Yeah. Why don't more teams do that? Like, as good as Justin Tucker is, when he went for that onside kick, he just kicked it right at the fullback. Like, quit trying to pop it up in the air when there's 2-6-5 receivers. Just
why
kick
do
it at the
these
guys that are
hands
trying to block.
teams? Why do these hands teams have these guys on it? Like
Athletes,
why?
dude.
I mean, does that fullback
Are
have
you
great hands?
fullback shaming?
Yeah, it sounds like you're hating on fullbacks right now.
You know who
I
has
believe-
really good fullbacks? Army and Navy. Do you hate the troops, dude?
You don't support the troops, bro?
The reason it can't be tight ends, Hunter, instead of fullbacks, that's a good question. I don't know. And I think that's kind of ultimately what you were getting at.
I remember in high school, we had a hands team. We had a defensive lineman we put on the hands team. And they kicked it at him 3 times in a row and recovered each onside kick before they put me, the tight end, on hands team. So I don't know why teams like that. I know that's a high school example, but it's a high school thing to do.
You should have been on the field at all times, Hunter. You'd have won state, dude.
Honestly, looking back at it, if I got on the field,
if coach would have put me in.
I'll throw a football over the mountains, baby.
You ever look into time travel? Uncle Rico over here.
Browns need this game, I think. At this point, it's a division type of race right now. I really think that they can still win this division. Because what are they right now as far as matching up with Baltimore? Are they even record-wise, or does Baltimore have the edge still?
Baltimore's up 1 game on the entire division.
Okay. I still think the Browns can win this division. They just got to get hot down the stretch here. Last time we saw no Stefanski was a playoff game when they went out and they just absolutely obliterated the Steelers. I think the Raiders are pretty much an inferior team to them. Even with Case Keenum playing, hey, that might even be an upgrade with the way Baker's been playing lately. So I'm going to take Cleveland in this one.
What do you got, Austin?
I just hate that line.
AJ, you going to watch now that there's no Baker?
Actually, that's not really my reasoning, but I am going to watch because it's on Saturday. I have nothing else to do. If it was on Sunday and there were other football games to watch, no, I wouldn't watch. But it's going to be on Saturday. I'm going to be alone in the house with 2 dogs, and so I'm going to be allowed to get mad.
Everything about this game screams take Vegas. Stefanski not being out. But
the Raiders not having won in weeks, it's like they're due. And of course they're due against the Browns.
Let me ask you this simple question, AJ, and this is going to decide my pick. Okay. Do you have more faith in whoever you know is the Cleveland interim head coach or the interim head coach of the Raiders?
Oh, I definitely have more faith in because I don't mind the guys that fill in for Stefanski. I think the coaching staff is all around. I think it's an all around good staff. And I think, who did they have be their coach last year? I think it was their special teams coach that they had just be the head coach. But he didn't do anything other than just do the head coaching role of time management and special teams. because he let the offensive and defensive coordinators do their job instead of having to focus on the whole team. And I would assume that would probably be their game plan this time around too, but I don't know.
All right, that's good enough for me. Give me Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going Browns just because they have to win, and if I get it wrong, I can just be extra mad. Next game on the list, Saturday night, Patriots Colts. Colts are a 2.5-point favorite in this one, but it doesn't stop me from picking the Patriots. Bill Belichick is the king of finding who the good player is on the team and shutting that one person down so that they have to find a different way to win. And I see him game planning this whole game around Jonathan Taylor.
You just said Jonathan Taylor's a good player?
I've been saying Jonathan Taylor's a good player. Where have you been?
Were you saying at the beginning of the season? You said you weren't sold on him. Anyways.
I wasn't.
I'm just throwing a little salt out there.
Can I not change my opinion?
No, you can. Nope. You can. I just like rubbing it in.
You make one opinion, and that's it for the rest of your life.
No, yeah. I just will rub it in every single day of your life that you're wrong.
That's fine. How's Baker Mayfield working out for you?
Anyways.
Not as good as Kirk Cousins is.
Touché.
Indy's winning this game. They want this. They want you to pick the Patriots. What, Austin? You totally agree here?
Rat line. No, I'm clapping.
Okay. Colts are winning this game.
Line.
Matchup-wise, I like the Colts here in this game regardless, even if I saw that line and it was favoring the Patriots. I think the Colts are a good team to match up here because they're able to spread the ball around and run the football. And I think that the defense on the side of the Colts is enough to slow down the Patriots. They don't have a great offense as it is. They trust the ball in Mac Jones' hands 3 times last game. So, I'm going to take the Colts here. I just am a real believer in this Colts team that they're going to be a playoff team, and I have been all year. I'm continuing to ride that.
You are 100% right. I will tack on to the fact that enhance your point of this line. Vegas is trying to get you to bet New England. I would watch this if anybody actually is going to bet on it. Watch what the public money is going into Sunday to see if it flips all of a sudden. But they want you to take New England. Indy's at home. They have to have this game. New England does not. Mac Jones has not had to throw a ball in God knows how long. At least
means his arm is ready, dude.
They're keeping him fresh. They're going to let him throw it 50 times come playoffs.
I think you guys are also ignoring the fact that there is also 50-mile-per-hour winds in his last game.
Weird. Did Josh Allen throw the ball?
Yeah, but Josh Allen has an absolute cannon. Mac Jones does not. There's no argument there.
Or they don't trust him.
Or they didn't need to, and they still won.
They didn't need to. If Buffalo capitalizes on any of the 3 possessions in the fourth quarter, they're losing. And then Mac Jones has to throw for the first time in the game in the fourth quarter down going into the wind?
You're right. But he didn't have to.
Oh, so because they lucked out, it's a genius decision by Belichick.
I didn't say it was genius. I said it worked.
Yes. Anyways, give me Indy here. I'm not a huge believer in this Patriots team quite yet. They're on a little bit of a roll. I need to see Mac Jones actually do something in the game. And I haven't seen it yet. So we'll see. He's played within the offense. Indy's very well coached. They have a really good defensive coordinator. Reich will do enough to keep Jonathan Taylor involved. And I think the Colts will be just fine here.
On to the next one. We've got our Sunday matchups, starting with the Carolina Panthers at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's a 10.5-point favorite. I'm taking the Bills. The Panthers offensively look lost, and the defense can't get a stop when it matters. I'm going Buffalo.
Easy game. Picking Buffalo. They're going to roll them.
Lock of the millennium. I'm locking Buffalo in here. Buffalo has to have this game. They play, I believe, New England again next week.
They do.
This is a brutal stretch for them, and they have to get this win. I think they'll come out and really torch them. Matt Rule has not been shy in the media of literally calling out his quarterback play. saying that he wants no part of playing a 2-quarterback system, but he doesn't have a choice right now. Sam Darnold was activated off of to practice off of IR, which means we might get some of that going on as well. And if the saying is if you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. If you have 3, you have less than that.
Yeah, I think Matt Rule said he doesn't want the 2-quarterback system because he's about to unleash the 3-quarterback system. Yeah, that team's a mess. Cam worked out for them for about 5 seconds. And PJ Walker clearly isn't the answer. And yeah, Sam Darnold, that team just doesn't. They've got nothing.
Team sucks.
Couldn't agree more.
Bingo. Next game. Arizona Cardinals, another sucky team. The Detroit Lions. Arizona's a 13-point favorite on the road.
Wow.
Only 13.
It's a lot of points, though. On the road.
Yeah, but I'm locking up the Cardinals.
Okay.
Ooh.
That defense against this offense with possibly no DeAndre Swift. Yeah. I'm going Cardinals. Especially big bounce back game here, too, because Arizona has to kind of take all these games seriously if they want that first round bye in the playoffs. Because right now, I think there's 3 teams tied for that seed. And they got to keep their neck in the race.
I'm gonna flip that theory on you a little bit.
Go for it, Daddy-O.
The fact that they need all of these games down the stretch is exactly why I'm taking Detroit here. Simply thinking that there can easily be a backdoor cover here. If Arizona gets up, 20, 21 points in the second half, they can start resting some guys. They've been very banged up. James Conner's had to play every snap because Chase Edmonds has been out. DeAndre Hopkins is already out for the rest of the regular season. Normally when teams start to
when did that come out today? I didn't see that.
Yes. Yeah, the rest of the regular season. Sprained his knee.
That's up for the rest of regular season.
Regular season, yeah.
Okay.
Not
I was gonna say, yeah. No, sprained knee. I was gonna say sprained knee's not that long, but yeah, 4 weeks. Yeah,
it's more of a take it easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have any extra injuries piled on top of it.
No, correct. I'm with you.
I
I hadn't heard that. I knew he was getting his MRI. Sorry, continue.
So yeah, I think they do come out and kind of take care of business the first part of this game, and then I think they can easily take their foot off the gas a little bit, and then Detroit can figure out a way to cover that.
I just don't know why he didn't text me that. Whatever.
It's messed up, man.
It is.
I'm going Arizona too. I don't have faith in the Lions to do anything at this point. Why should I take them to cover against one of the best teams in the league?
Next on the list, we've got the New York Football Jets at the Miami Dolphins down in the fish tank. Dolphins, 10-point favorite. Give me the Fins. Sneaky 5-game winning streak going. Making a late season playoff push.
Against nobody.
I know, and I think the rest of their schedule is against nobody's too.
Nobody.
I know.
I think they play the Patriots once, and that's their only difficult matchup. Like, they've won 5 games against garbage, and I'm pretty sure 3 of their next 4 is against garbage as well. So they kind of have a legitimate chance behind #Tua time.
They have no chance when the playoff hits, but they do have a chance to make it.
Well, yeah, I don't think anybody in their right mind.
I'm just putting that out there
Dolphins
that we all agree on that, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I don't know, dude. If the motion of the ocean goes the right way, the Dolphins could pick up some steam, brother.
Weren't you a Dolphins fan at one point in time? Like, you were on the Dolphins train.
You want me to go get my shirt?
When did that happen?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Austin, I don't know if you know this, but as a child, I had 2 hidden teams that I was always a fan of. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew I was a Colts fan, but I was also a Browns fan and a Dolphins fan. I had a Zach Taylor jersey. Sweet teal one. I got a picture of it somewhere.
Side note, it is a freaking shame that man is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's for the off-season podcast.
You don't want to devote 15 minutes here to that? topic?
No, because I'd have to look up his stats to really.
Why are we still talking about this game? Austin, go ahead.
So, real quick, I don't get the next two games, and I wanted to kind of lump them together because I don't think we're going to spend a ton of time on either of them.
Correct.
Why are these spreads the same? And the next game for the listeners being
I thought
Dallas
the same thing because they beat them by 7 like 2 weeks ago, 3
Right.
weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that. The Dallas playing the Giants is a 10.5 point spread, and Miami over the Jets. I don't get how they can possibly say that the difference in talent between Miami and the Jets is the same as Dallas and the Giants.
Moral of the story: don't bet on these games.
Yeah, because these have trap written all over both of them, and I really don't know which way to go with either one of them. I think I'm just going to double up the favorites and assume at least one of them is going to cover and move on with the rest of the slate.
And I'm going to double up the underdogs.
Okay.
Really?
Just
You're
because I don't care.
Hunter's going Jets, Giants, and
Jets, Giants.
he's going all New York this week. Nice.
And then AJ,
Hey, we got a saying in Brooklyn. I'm
you
walking here.
You taking Miami, right, AJ?
Yeah, I'm taking the favorites with you. I'm going Finns and
Okay.
Cowboys.
All right.
Sorry, Cowboys fans, if there's any of you listening. It's the shortest we'll ever talk about you. I like your defense.
No, you don't. You
Moving.
like Micah Parsons.
I do like Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons is so good.
I do like Micah Parsons.
Can we
He's
take a
super
small short tangent here and to just acknowledge that he already has Rookie of the Year wrapped up, and he is coming full speed ahead for that Defensive Player of the Year.
He won't win it.
He won't win it, though, but yes.
He won't win it, but I think he's gonna get votes. But yeah, like he's got rookie.
He won't
defensive-
win it?
I don't think so.
Not with the type of
Not
guys
if
he's in a
TJ
race
Watt.
with.
Not if TJ
Won't,
Watt
so-
and Myles Garrett keep going.
Here's where I say won't. Won't sounded like definite to me, and I don't think you can definitely say that.
If
He
those two
only
guys
has
both got
the
hurt,
NFC East. He only has the NFC East left.
I know.
He could just terrorize the NFC East and end up with, 16, 18 sacks, as well as close to 100 tackles?
Yeah, but Myles Garrett
freaking
and
fun to
TJ
watch.
Watt could break the
He is
sack record.
insane. Like, you always hear that, coach cliche of, you just, you let that guy be a guy, or, let him wreak havoc on the defense and just kind of let him do his thing. He's like the only player right now in the NFL that you really can do that with, because
Like
you can
Lawrence Taylor-esque.
Yeah, but also that could start at middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor was at least more, Khalil Mack, TJ Watt type player. He's
Dude,
more
Lawrence
of an edge
Taylor
guy
was
than
an
Watt.
absolute killer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But
no, he's not
if you-
saying that.
he-
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying position wise.
Yeah.
No, Lawrence Taylor's a top 3 defensive player of all time. He's I don't know that if you would have stuck Lawrence Taylor at middle linebacker in the middle of the game, if he could cover a ball 30 yards down the field and almost pick it off like he did last
No,
week.
Parsons can literally do it on every level.
Yeah, I think if he devoted time
How-
to safety, I think he would figure it out.
How good is he in pass coverage man to man though? I haven't got to see a lot of that, Austin. Do you?
I don't think
have an
they
opinion
run
on
it
that?
really.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think.
I think Dan Quinn's
I know dropping
really
in the zone,
heavily-
he dominates. He's freaking.
Oh
good.
yeah, it's because he has that coverage, or the recovery speed. It's freaky.
Yep.
All right, there you go, Dallas fans. Now we talked about you.
Next on the list, you know what time it is. It's Hunter with the news.
Did we go into our break and you thought about that and you're like, I'm gonna. So in news, I'm gonna list off every single person that has been diagnosed with COVID in the NFL over the past few days. Starting at the top. No, I'm not doing that because I have to be here for all day.
You have to be here for all day.
Yeah, English, it's tough.
No habla.
No habla.
See.
We're waiting
Stop
for
it.
literally
Let's
one
freaking
nugget.
move on. We're gonna talk about the football team and
DeAndre
the
Hopkins
Eagles.
is out
Damn
for the
it!
rest of the regular season. There
I
you go.
hate you guys. Let's move on. I hate this stout. I hate you guys. Let's go.
Can't believe it's not Tuesday. Football at the Eagles. Philadelphia, 7-point favorites. the football team has a lot of COVID issues right now too, right? That's why the line is the way it is. I thought so.
A ton.
Yeah, like I think them and the Browns too, like they're the ones missing like large portions of their team, like 12 to 15 players.
But is
Yeah,
Heineke
it's something along
out?
those lines.
But is Heineke out?
No, but I think we've reverted back to bad Heineke, haven't we?
I believe
There's always
that,
a little
yeah.
bit of magic there.
Because you got to think of Heineke as the Cinderella clock, but also as clocks in general. Like he goes, like it starts at how it ends at midnight and he becomes not Cinderella anymore. But the clock does work its way back around again. And so Heineke goes in cycles of, oh, wow, he's really good. Like he's Cinderella, and then it hits midnight, and then he falls off, and then we go through the lull of he's got to do all the chores and stuff, and then at night he gets to be. So he'll come back around come playoff time. So he'll sneak in a playoff dub, but he's gonna stink the next couple weeks.
You could have just said
If
inconsistent
they get there.
instead of the whole trip down.
Instead of Cinderella,
the Disneyland.
Did you not want content? You just wanted me to be
I
basic.
mean,
I think that the people listening right now, all 4.5 of them, that's an average. I think they're going to appreciate it. And if they don't, give us the thumbs down on the YouTube, please, and I can give you a middle finger.
Don't do that, people. We don't want any of those, okay? Don't listen to them now.
I would take them.
I don't know why I know the amount of players that are out with COVID for the football team. I don't know why the Eagles would get a full touchdown here. I'm just going to take the football team to cover. And I don't have really any confidence in that. It's not like I'm going to bet on this game.
Did you guys also look at this slate and be like, there's a ton of picks that I'm not super confident in?
This is one of
They're
them.
always
This is one of actually, Austin, the next 4 I didn't fill out because I have no clue. And this one mainly because of COVID.
Yeah.
But I want to go Eagles because I think the Eagles will win, but 7's a pretty big spread for a team that hasn't looked good the past few weeks. So I'm just going to go football and hopefully they cover the spread. That's literally my only thoughts.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you guys. Do you like that confidence out of all of us?
This is why we have sports show people for this type of these hot takes right here. I don't freaking know. I guess I'm going to go with the football team.
Titans, Steelers. Titans, 1.5 point favorites over the Steelers.
Who needs this game more?
Does anyone else think that Pittsburgh's going to win this? Yeah, me too, Austin. I just have this feeling that like Tennessee's offense hasn't been too hot the past few weeks. Tannehill's struggling with 0 weapons. Like if they can't run that offense, it really hurts Tannehill. Like it doesn't matter if he has the receivers or not. Like he has to have that system of Derrick Henry carrying the load for him to be a good quarterback. I'll say it. I'll admit it. I said it.
You're 100% right, but you forgot what I think is the biggest variable in this game, and that is the absolute roller coaster that is Ben Roethlisberger, and he was awful, and so now he's going to be not awful, and that's going to be just enough to beat Tannehill that is not very good, because it has been ferociously bad. From a fantasy standpoint, he scored less than 7 points
Cinderella
4 times this season. I think it was 3 times this season. Just a roller coaster, and he was bad, so now he's going to be good, and that's enough to cover the spread because the Titans are not very good right now because they're really, really banged up.
AJ, you over there writing down notes for whenever you make your NFL Disney themed theme park?
Yeah, dude, when we get sponsored by ESPN, because they're owned by Disney, so, I'm just trying to make my connections now and get good.
It's good, man. It's always good to have future plans.
That's why they're gonna pay me higher than you guys and not tell you guys, and then that's gonna be what eventually breaks up the band.
They're like,
These chicks don't even know the name of my band, dude.
Like we'd pay this Hunter guy a little bit more. I mean, he does all the technology side of all that stuff, but he just never comes in with the news. Like whenever we depend on him.
ESPN sponsors us, we'll have people for that. You'll have free time, dude.
There you go.
You won't have to do that.
You're like,
we'll have interns for that.
Dude, this guy doesn't have any excuses now. He's still not coming with the news. We're not going to pay him the way we're paying AJ.
And Austin's going to be like, you guys are getting paid?
He's like, I just got on the logo. Let's go.
He doesn't know we're already getting paid. Wouldn't that be funny? This whole time we had like 30 listeners a week, not even.
Yeah.
And we were making like, I don't know, $100 each a show. Hunter and I were, and Austin had no idea the whole time.
The whole time. I'm gonna fade you guys. Go Tennessee. I just think that the Titans love to show up against good football teams. I don't think that the Steelers are a good football team, but I think the Titans are gonna think they are, so they're gonna show up. I'm gonna pick the Titans.
All right, I've got 3 asterisks next to this game because it's going to be the fastest one we've ever gone through. Austin, I know you want to talk Urban Meyer. So I'm going to let you talk Urban Meyer, and then I'm going to count us down, and we're all 3 going to pick who we think is going to win or want to win this game. Okay. And that's how we're going to move on. So you've got 35 seconds to talk about Urban Meyer starting now.
Okay, so Jacksonville has been an obvious dumpster fire the entire season. Countless things have come out about Urban Meyer, but to me, what is the most ridiculous so far is that during training camp, he, I guess technically it's alleged, but kicked his kicker, which is weird to say, but while Josh Lambo was stretching for training camp, he was leaned over, stretching out, and Urban Meyer walked up to him, kicked his leg out from underneath him while he was stretching, and said, make your effing kicks, and then walked away. I don't know what to make of it, dude. Apparently he thinks he's like
he is just the swirly poop emoji with a freaking crown on top, dude. He's the king POS. So Carly and I were talking about this. All this stuff that comes out about him, it doesn't matter if half of it's true because it all revolves around him. There's there's one central thing wrong with all of this, and it's always him.
The stuff that happened, the last reports that came out about him calling his coaches losers, they asked him about it and he admitted to it.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Like he didn't even try to hide it.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh yeah, no, that happened.
No, he tried to deny the thing before that. And he said,
yeah, that was the Marvin Jones thing, right? Whatever happened with Marvin Jones, he was like, well, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And they were like,
and then he was like, but the coaches stuff. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, I called them losers. I'm a winner.
He's just straight up not a good person. And we have like 50 accounts as to why now.
I think we've got 50 pages.
Abuse didn't,
I think we've got 50 pages of accounts.
Yes.
Not just 50 accounts.
Both of you are underestimating.
No, yes.
He's the worst. All right, go ahead and count us on and count us down, AJ.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Texans.
Who'd you say, Austin?
Houston.
All right, then we're all good. Let's move on. And I think we all said Houston just because we don't want Jacksonville to win.
They're a 3.5-point favorite. There's no way. All right, next.
Bengals, Broncos, City by the Bay, Denver, Colorado. 2.5-point favorites. This has a little bit of playoff implications. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it because I don't give a shit about either of these teams. Hunter, you can just bleep it out, dude.
That was one of the 5 swear words you get per year, and you decided to use it on the Broncos-Bengals game?
Yeah, dude.
We got 5. I think I've used 37 on the Browns this season. So, this is another one that I've had a hard time picking. So I'm going to listen to your guys' analysis about it.
Bengals are a back and forth team. That's what they all are all year. So
they're like a ping pong game. They're the ping pong ball. Man, so many analogies today.
Write that one down too.
I'm writing it down. Cincinnati Bengals.
It's good stuff there.
Ping pong ball.
Hunter, did you know how right you were with that sentence?
I'm guessing record-wise, it's win-loss, 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 win.
It's close. Here, I'll wrap it up for you real quick, and then I'll let you get back to it. Win-loss, win-win, loss, win-win, loss-loss, win-win, loss-loss.
You know who's even more back and forth like that, Austin? Is actually the Browns.
Oh,
The Browns started out 0-1 and then won their next 3, and then they lost 2 in a row, and then they've gone back and forth every game since.
Wow, very interesting. Anyways, I'm gonna take the Bengals to cover
down.
here, and I think they win the game outright.
Yeah, 100%. I'm totally there with you, Hunter. Cincinnati does need this game because they actually do have a chance to make the playoffs, unlike Denver, who will not coming down the stretch just because their schedule is much tougher, having to deal with both the Chargers and the Chiefs, which they have zero chance of winning either of those games. So I'm going to take Cincinnati here.
I'm going the Bengals because they got the better quarterback. I believe in Joe.
Well, it's not a huge statement. You're comparing him to Teddy Bridgewater, so.
Ooh, easy, dude. Take it easy on Teddy Two
I will
Gloves.
fight him.
Dude literally beat cancer or whatever the heck he had. I don't freaking remember. Whatever.
I think his knee. I don't know, his leg gonna fall off. I don't think it was cancer.
Yes, it was his leg. I was just being stupid.
I don't know. Let's move on. Atlanta Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco's a 9-point favorite over an Atlanta team that likes to compete with really bad teams and be awful against good ones. Also, does it blow anyone else's mind that I think Atlanta right now is the 7 or 8 seed in the playoffs in the NFC? Yeah, I think so.
Let me double check that.
I know they're going to sit in the hunt category
I think they're right.
all
I
year
think they're
long.
right on the edge.
The Falcons are just destined to be that team that's in the hunt. That's like literally what they are.
I
They
just
they
don't
are the
even
definition
think
of that category.
I don't even think they're that good.
No, they're
They're
not.
not.
They're not. No.
They're like, they seem to me like a bottom 5 team that has somehow won enough games to even
Well, they got Christian McCaffrey
for
now.
us to even talk about for 5 seconds.
They have
they're
Christian
currently
McCaffrey now, so they're good at the running back spot. So that's
No,
probably
they
part of
don't.
it. I mean, they basically do. And Cordero.
get it right, okay? He's Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. Okay, so
And also kick returner too, so he's also Devin Hester.
right. Could you believe that? Did you see the stat that the Falcons were posting like literally everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, and they were like, he crossed 500 yards rushing and receiving, and I was like, he's been like this praised all year, and it's 500 and 500. Like, I thought
Touchdowns.
He
was, like,
hasn't been that good. Yeah,
Lots of
it's
touchdowns.
Yeah, they're the 10th seed right now. I don't think this team is any good. The 49ers here, let me pull this back up so I
They're
can.
playing good football right now.
They haven't lost a game that wasn't a division game since 2, 3, 4, 5, week 6.
Wow.
So they are absolutely rolling right now. They've won 4 of their last 5. Haven't lost a division game since week 6. I'm taking them here because I don't think Arizona's actually any good.
Yeah, their record, Austin, in their division is 1-4. So if you take those 5 games away, that means they're 6-2 against any team not in their own division.
Yep.
And it is the
Niners
best
too.
division in football. I don't think anyone's arguing that anywhere.
Yeah.
It's been the best division of football for a couple of years now. Niners as well for me. They're covering.
Yeah, I'm with you guys, Niners. Next up, we've got another NFC West matchup. Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams are 4.5-point favorite in this one. I don't understand that. Maybe it's because of the NFC West voodoo that they all just beat up on each other and there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Coupled with the fact that Seattle looked halfway decent last week.
Against the Lions.
I know.
Texans.
Texans,
yeah.
thank you, Austin.
Yes, correct.
Lions of the South.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going LA.
This is my official prediction, Hunter. This is your lock of the week.
Yes, this is.
Let's go. I got it.
You're getting 4.5 points. You're at home, going up against what I believe is an inferior team while you're playing good football, Rams looked freaking good last week. Give me the Rams. Lock it in.
What are you thinking, Austin?
I mean, I couldn't agree more. Hunter's all over it. This Rams team is finally starting to click. They were the better team. I know it got close there towards the end against Arizona. They were the better team basically that entire night. And the reality is that they're a top 3 team in the NFC. It's them, Green Bay, and Tampa Bay. They're a better team than Arizona is. I know they split with them this year, but they just are. They're starting to learn how to win down the stretch. McVay's starting to get better. They're starting to find a groove. I will throw Hunter a bone here. And Odell has been very good for them the last couple of weeks. McVay's starting to figure out how to use him. And the more they can get him vertical, the better this offense is going to be. Cooper Kupp's route running
vertical Van Jefferson, dude?
He is vertical Van Jefferson. That's a good nickname.
He is. And if he could catch the ball more, he would be a really good receiver.
It's overrated.
How good did Odell?
It's about getting open. So what else did you want to say, Austin?
Nothing really. I just
right.
McVay's doing a lot better of a job of getting everybody involved. Starting to figure it out. It looks like Stafford's getting a little bit healthier too. He's driving the ball a lot better the last couple of weeks.
Awesome. Next game on the list, we've got the Green Bay Packers at the Baltimore Ravens. Packers 5.5-point favorites. Do we know if Lamar's playing in this one yet? He's not.
No, we don't know.
We don't know.
If we had known Lamar was not playing, or if this was a game that was in Lambeau, this would have been my lock.
You should have locked it up with the score this low either way, dude.
It is pretty low. 5.5 is low.
Yeah, and lock in that money now, because if he's not playing, because honestly, I think there's probably a little bit of a chance he doesn't play, because Baltimore is in an okay position, and I don't think that their games for the rest of the season are that bad. I'll have to look. I got the Packers in this one, though.
I got the Packers, too. I think I just gave away my pick with my little analysis there, except I wasn't going to lock them in this week.
Yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore here because I don't think Lamar is going to play.
Actually, he might play. They've got this game against the Packers, then they're at the Bengals, and then they're hosting the Rams, and then they host the Steelers last week of the season. So I wouldn't say that's an easy road, but it's not exactly a very difficult one.
Right. So wouldn't that make more sense to sit him? To have him rested
that's
for
it.
The final 3 games.
Yeah, I guess.
Opponents. I don't think they're going to beat him with him.
They're already 0-1 against the Bengals this season. So yeah, maybe you're right.
Do you like your odds better against Cincinnati for the second time in a season, or against Green Bay?
Well, you're at Cincinnati too.
Yeah, it's division games that
I know, but that place is going to be bumping because that's going to have huge division implications going. I don't know if you know anything about Cincinnati, Austin, but they are big on chili, dude. Big on it.
Yeah, I think the smart thing is to sit
Skyline
more this weekend. Yes, Skyline.
Do you know what Skyline chili actually is, though?
Diarrhea.
Like, they put spaghetti noodles in it.
No, not in it. You put the chili on top of the spaghetti.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, instead of like red sauce
on
spaghetti, it's chili.
Do you know what Wendy's chili is? It's fingers.
Wendy's actually has
Who goes to Wendy's and orders chili?
It's actually not bad.
Your old roommate Thomas Nelson used to, dude.
That's facts, actually. Dude would go into Wendy's. He'd get himself 2 crispy chicken sandwiches, and he'd get himself some hot sauce, and then a bowl of chili, and then sit crisscross in front of the TV and watch Impractical Jokers for the rest of the night.
There's worse things in life.
You want me to show you a picture of him doing exactly that with Taco Bell? I have one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think they should sit him here. I think they should sit him here and really be able to get him healthy going forward. This is an ankle injury. He hasn't been as great of a runner this year. The offense hasn't been as good this year. You really have to make sure he's good to go down the stretch. Fun fact for you guys. Tom Brady has as many rushing touchdowns this season as Lamar Jackson does.
Tom Brady could do that.
You see the Bruce Arians thing he said about him running?
No, I didn't.
Mom, cover your ears. He said they asked him when Brady ran for 2 first downs last week. He said, "What did you think of Tom getting out of there and getting the first down or whatever?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's enough of that shit."
Yeah, you could tell he was going to take off running there shortly after he got real mad. All right.
It's kind of like Paul Crew, dude, when he rallies the Mean Machine back together.
All right, now you're stretching. Like the Fantastic Four when you're Mr. Fantastic and you can stretch out, dude.
There you go. See, Austin's on the Disney train with me. Next game, Monday Night Football. Best game of the week, in my opinion. Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears.
Nope, that's not our next game.
That's not our next game whatsoever.
I don't care about the Saints and the Bucks. Give me the Bucks. They're 11-point favorites.
Yeah,
Moving on. I'm just
Give
kidding.
me the Bucks too.
You guys
Let's
can talk
move
about
on,
this if you want.
please.
Nolans.
Really?
Division game. Sean Payton's a good coach. They'll keep it within 11. They're not going to win.
Did you guys see this new movie that's coming out with Kevin James playing Sean Payton?
I didn't until today.
Some time to this.
And I haven't heard good things. I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I have not heard anything.
You got to watch this. Bleacher Report made a post of Kevin James wearing a Saints hat, and it's like they said Kevin James is unrecognizable as Sean Payton. Dude literally just looks like Kevin James wearing a Saints hat. Like I'm like, this does not look at all like Sean.
I was
Payton.
just gonna say I don't think Kevin James looks like Sean Payton.
The premise of the movie is Sean Payton when he's being suspended by the league for the
Bounty Gate.
The Bounty Gate. Him's coaching a little league team is the premise of it. It's pretty funny looking. So. I don't know how Sean Payton consented to that movie being made, but hey, I'm going to take the Bucks here too. I don't care about this game.
Monday night, best game of the week, Vikings Bears. Minnesota 3.5-point favorite. And Austin, you know what I'm going to do, dude? Guess who I'm going to pick?
Don't do it. We made a pact.
I'm picking the Vikings because I'm sticking to the bit. I looked at this game and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to take the Bears, but I'm sticking with the bit and I'm going with the Vikings.
So I'm gonna let you guys in on something real quick about what it's like to be a Chicago Bears fan.
Oh, here we go.
This game.
Hang on, Hunter, can you hand me some popcorn?
I'll give you a stout, dude. You want a stout?
No, I might.
I'm gonna take the Vikings because we committed to this, AJ. And
we did.
Matt Nagy is gone. The Bears are gonna win this stupid game.
They are.
They are. They're gonna win this game. And I will tell you, there is one major reason that they are gonna win this game, and that is because the media and fan base as a whole has now accepted that Matt Nagy will be gone, and so will everyone in the front office. There's articles being written about it. Everyone has sources about there being a change. So now what's going to happen is down the stretch here, they're going to win 2 of their last 3 games. They're going to screw everything up, and it's going to be a down-to-the-wire decision that they're going to try to give him credit for anything positive Justin Fields does down the stretch. And I'm going to have to sweat out another month after the season to decide whether or not I'm going to have to handle Matt Nagy for another year. And you're
going to miss out on 2 good coach hires?
Yeah. And that's because that's what it's like to be a Bears fan.
Hunter, thoughts on the game in general? It doesn't have to be on what Austin said.
This is the type of game that the Bears would win.
It's the exact type of game.
So
Back in prime time.
The Bears too, baby. Let's go. Let's freaking go, dude. Gosh, I love Matt Nagy so much. Let's go,
I
baby.
hate them.
Let's go, baby.
I hate them. But I'm going to watch them because I'm a fan.
That is what fans usually do. They support their teams even when they suck. Or are mediocre in some of our cases.
So I'm sorry to the listeners and to the brewery. Hunter and I'm going to say we combined took 3 sips of this beer.
Hey, congrats on the great name. Your beer sucks.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Congrats on the great name. We're not fans, but it doesn't mean it's a bad beer.
So I'd like to warn you guys moving forward as you continue to try your beers. Stouts are very strong, and whatever hint of flavor is in there, if you don't like said ingredient, don't buy the stout.
Listen.
So Austin, listen. When Hunter and we have a very scientific process behind buying beers at Macadoodles. Shout out to them what it is, AJ. What Hunter and I do is we walk in, we bob and weave past all the idiots in the place that we don't want to talk to. They get in our way. We're regulars.
We bob too. So
yeah, we do weave and bob sometimes.
Yeah.
But we head to the back in the back left corner of the store, and we grab ourselves our little 6-pack containers, and we unfold them as we kind of have a small chit chat. We don't really talk at all while we do our process because it's really scientific, and we're really there to work, not chit chat.
Absolutely. This is the first time we see each other in a couple of weeks, but that doesn't matter. We're here on business.
Yep. We unfold our things and we start glancing, and we literally look at things that catch our eye or have a funny title. Or, what is that? Grab said can. So happens it's Tuesday. Hunter, how funny is that, dude? We record our podcasts on Tuesdays. Dude, there's one of our beers, great. 5 to go.
In there for sure. That's a stout, AJ. Do we want to really actually try that, man?
No, dude, I don't like stouts. Do you?
No, but it's got a cool name.
Cool name. We'll give it a shot.
That's how this process goes.
In the 6-pack. Every single week. And then we look for other beers. Everything we do is simply off of the can. We don't care if we like it or not. They got our $1. How much was this?
Dude, it probably was like a $3 beer.
It probably was because it's a pint. But,
podcast, the money's flowing. So,
Hunter, that's why ideal serving temp 12 degrees Celsius.
Oh, I had mine in Fahrenheit.
Oh, my gosh. The brewery, we got to apologize. We did not have our thermometers ready tonight. Yep. You know what? Maybe if you send us another one, I'll put it in my fridge, and maybe one day I'll grab it if it's the last thing in my fridge. But that's our process. Macadoodles, shout out. I don't know why you haven't made a deal with us yet. You don't listen, so whatever. How come they don't play our podcast over the speakers there?
Dude.
Do you think that the people in the store would be like, what the hell is this rambling, mumbling going on over the speakers that they have?
Why isn't there Christmas music?
Yeah, I would rather listen to the Alvin and Chipmunks
Sales
Christmas music on repeat. Yeah. They don't even sell gas anymore because people don't want to listen to it.
Maybe someday they'll let us do a live show there.
Oh, man. That'd be dope.
Just in the freezer section. No, in the cigar humidor. Let's go. I'm ready.
That's a really small humidor. That's about the size of the table I'm sitting at. Anyways. I mean, we could stand in there and just hold it like we're British.
Anyways, that's the show, people.
That's the show. If you listen this far, you now know the process. If you didn't learn anything or give a flying fladoodle about our NFL opinions and takes, at least you heard the secret behind how Hunter and I choose the beers. Like I said, very scientific. We really put a lot of thought into it. And actually, we kind of do put a little thought into it because we have to remember if we've done the brewery before. Anyway, if you've made it this far, shout out to you. Give yourself a pat on the back. Somebody loves you. Might not be us, but someone does.
One more quick shout out for us. I meant to do it at the beginning of the show. Over the last 2 weeks as a podcast, we are 30 games over 500 on our picks.
We're getting hot.
That's something you start the show off with, Austin.
Yeah, and I just totally forgot.
So that people who
tune
tune in
into
for the
this.
first time are like, oh, these guys might know what they're talking about. But, if they stuck through to the end, they must really like us, and they just found out that we're good at what we do. So start putting money down on us, and if you don't win, keep it to yourself.
I don't ever suggest that.
Put your money down on Hunter's locks and all of AJ's picks, and you might come out in the plus.
Zach's scrambling right now. Listen to this. They all three pick the Texans. Let's go.
Jaguars win by 4.
Sounds right.
All right. That's it. Thanks for listening. Till next time.